Once upon a time, in a small town nestled among the hills, there lived a brave and courageous young girl named Ellie. With bright eyes full of curiosity and a heart full of adventure, Ellie loved nothing more than dreaming about the day she would become a firefighter. From an early age, Ellie was always fascinated by the big red fire trucks racing down the streets, sirens blaring and lights flashing. She admired the firefighters, who were dressed in their uniforms and bravely rushed into burning buildings. Every night before falling asleep, Ellie would imagine herself driving a fire engine, wearing a bright red helmet, and helping people in her town. She would fall asleep with the thought, one day, I will be a firefighter too. One sunny afternoon, while Ellie was playing in her backyard, she noticed something unusual. A thick plume of smoke was rising into the sky from the direction of her neighbor's house. Her heart began pounding. She wondered, is there a fire? Without wasting a second, Ellie immediately got to work. She had been told to always call for help in an emergency, so she ran inside her house and quickly told her mother what was going on. Her mother picked up the phone and called 911 while Ellie ran back outside. As she got closer to her neighbor's house, she saw flames burning around the front door. The fire wasn't huge yet, but it was spreading fast. Ellie knew she had to do something quickly. She saw a garden hose lying on the ground, and an idea came to her mind. Although she wasn't a firefighter yet, she could still do something. Ellie grabbed the hose, turned on the water, and sprayed it at the flames. The water hissed over the fire, and for a moment it seemed to slow the flames. She kept spraying, her hands steady and her mind focused. She didn't feel afraid, just determined to keep the fire from spreading any further. Just then, the fire truck arrived with sirens blaring. The firefighters immediately rushed out and took control of the situation. One of the firefighters, a tall woman named Captain Roberts, saw Ellie with the hose. She smiled at Ellie and said, "Great job, girl. You've helped us more than we've helped you." Ellie smiled proudly and let the firefighters do their job. Within a few minutes, the fire was completely extinguished. Due to Ellie's quick thinking, the damage to the house was minimal, and no one was injured. The neighbors gathered and were shocked to see what Ellie had done. They could not believe that such a young girl had acted so bravely. "Ellie, you are a hero," said Mrs. Jenkins, the elderly woman who lives in the house. "You saved my house. Thank you so much." She had always dreamed of becoming a firefighter, but today, she realized that even as a child, she could truly make a difference. She didn't have to wait until she was grown up to help others. She could start right now. News of Ellie's bravery spread throughout town. People began calling her the little firefighter and praising her courage. But Ellie didn't let it go to her head. Instead, she became even more determined. Lying in bed that night, Ellie thought about the day's events. She knew that being a firefighter wasn't just about putting out fires. It was about caring for people and being ready to help in any situation. She promised herself that she would always be ready to help, no matter what. And so, from that day forward, Ellie continued to dream big, knowing that even the smallest hands could do great things. And one day she knew she would proudly wear that firefighter's uniform.